The rubber, you already know. Part 2, the Red Sea object. I don't know why they made these so far apart from each other, dog. Like, honestly, I would have hoped that it would have came out sooner. It's been like 4 months. But it is what it is. We here now, so let's see what part 2 talking about, bro. I think last time he was stuck underground. Or no, he was running away. I don't know. Anyways, let's not waste no time, bro. Let's get straight into this.
Discretion is advised. Several shots were fired at the creature's face. When the creature's face fell on him and the camera was pushed to the ground, his screams were obscene. Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber.
Hi, Rubber!
Today, we bring you SCP Foundation Euclid Class Object SCP-093 Part 2. SCP-093 is a red disc carved from cinnabar with symbols on it. It will change hue when held by a living individual. A series of testing on human interaction with mirrors while holding 093 have been authorized. To know more about 093 and its first mirror test, click here to watch Part 1. Records below details the second testing. Mirror Test 2. Color, green. Test subject D54493 was a 23-year-old female with average physique and had a history of car robbery and second-degree murder of 2 children. The subject entered the provided mirror while holding SCP-093, which emitted a green color. Outside technicians observed that the mirror retained a true reflection until subject had completely passed into it, at which time the view changed to a farming landscape, heavily tinged in green.
Why that look like the farm from The Walking Dead?
The camera was on. The subject looked up, and in front of her was a farmland. The field had been long abandoned, with the remains of a rotten scarecrow placed in the middle. On the right was a 2-story farmhouse, with a basement shelter entrance at one end. The subject then headed over and investigated the perimeter of the farmhouse. There, she found 2 children's bicycles leaning on the house near the...
Yeah. Ain't no, bro, no way. She probably got a little, feeling a little good. She said, oh, there's children here? She probably getting ready to pull that bat back out. Dog, come on, dog.
Cellar door. As the subject entered the cellar, on the stairs were boys' clothes, arranged in descending order, shoes to shirt. The subject started screaming at the control center.
How you murder people and scream at a basement cellar door? I'm telling you, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with people, bro. There's something wrong with people. I ain't gonna cap to you, bro.
And asked if this was some sort of sick joke. It was unknown if SCP-093 was linking the subject's past with her landscape. After several minutes, the subject agreed to continue. The basement was unremarkable, with several wooden frames lined up on the wall, with unnamed canned substances on them. Subject panned the camera across the basement slowly. It looked as if it had been abandoned for some time, and subject complained of a stench. The subject then opened and...
She about to have to face her demons. We're already knowing. Yes, sir, Nick. I see you. We're already knowing. She's gonna have to face her demons. So the mirror is really into your mind, you know what I'm saying?
Entered the hatch.
Hey, bro, if I go into a mirror like these, I ain't gonna see nothing but sunshine, beautiful flowers, you know, Hello Kitty, you know what I mean? My little pony princess sparkling adventure time. Hey, bro, you know, let me go in here. I ain't got no demons to face. Only demon I got to face is the unfinished milkshake that I left at my friend's house a couple days ago, and I want it now, but it's too late because I left it over there. It was a chocolate cookie and cream milkshake from Wawa, large. I drank half of it and left it there. I have never regretted something so much in my life. I woke up this morning. This happened 3 days ago. I woke up this morning. I was like, bro, I really want that milkshake. Bro, that, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like a milkshake tethered to like a rope, and I'm gonna be chasing it. That's gonna be my memory.
Below the hatch was a white concrete tunnel. The inside of the hatch was spacious, about half the size of the actual cellar itself. There were 3 bunks, one for a couple, and
yo, he fucked up in the crib. Why he on the floor though? Bro, why? You couldn't put him on the bed or at least on the blanket? No, that's wrong.
2 for single use. Several boxes of food marked as cereal filled a waste container near the hatch bottom. On the beds were 2 skeletons, and on the floor was a third, lying next to a 6-shooter revolver. On the other side of the skeleton,
Now, ain't no way y'all was in a situation where y'all had to, like, you know, obviously it was probably like a bad event and they had to he had to shoot everybody. There's no way you decide to make your final resting place the floor. You could at least went on the bed with it or something, like get cozy before your last times. You know what I'm saying? Something wrong, people.
lying next to a 6-shooter revolver. On the other side of the skeleton, a bound book was found. The subject retrieved and placed the book into a field kit container upon request. She was also told to keep the old clipped articles that were on a desk into the field kit container. The subject was told to leave the bunker. When the subject grabbed the ladder and was ready to leave, the camera caught a humanoid figure peeking down from the top of the tunnel. But subject stated that nothing was up there and started climbing up the ladder. At the top of the tunnel, the subject insisted that there was nothing there. She vomited immediately after the hatch was closed. After coughing for a while, the subject suddenly heard a noise. She was startled by the sound, but control reported no audio. Subject approached cellar hatch cautiously, pulled out firearm, and lifted her head.
Yo, this is, you know, and this is totally unrelated to SCP in particular, but why is it when people are dealing with anomalous creatures, bro, they always pull out Smith & Wessons, bro? What is a gun about to do to, like, Shy Guy? Like, what if a million people have shot at something and you think you shooting is gonna make any difference, bro? That is literally insanity according to Einstein. What you about to do with that gun? You better use them 2 legs that God blessed you with. Ain't no way you okay.
Just enough so camera can view the outside area. In the distance, approximately 700 meters from the farm, 2 massive humanoid beings were crawling across the landscape. They have no facial features. The arms they used for crawling were short at times and long at others. It's different each time they moved. There was no rear area to the beings. All bodily design appears to end at the torso. The 2 creatures took approximately 10 minutes to disappear into the distance. Then the subject began to panic and begged to return. Request declined. Subject instructed to enter the home from the cellar through a rusty hatch in the ceiling. The subject entered the kitchen first. All of the items were coated in heavy dust. The subject then entered the living area. There was a recliner, a couch, and a television, all of 1950s style design. The main door of the home was nailed shut with thick wood planks. Camera panned to a staircase leading upstairs. When subject reached the top...
Bro, why is she still there, bro? How much you gotta see for you to want to book it back to the laboratory, bro? Shoot me. I don't want to live that bad, you know what I mean? I'm already a D-class experimentation lab rat. Like, why are you...
Top of the stairs, there were 2 doors, one on each side of the hallway, and at the end of the hall, a dumbwaiter was inlaid into the wall. The door on the left led to a master bedroom. The bed was neatly made, but the wardrobe next to it was thrown open, and clothes were everywhere on the floor. Subject quickly left the room because of the horrible odor. The second door led to a shared children's bedroom, which seemed to belong to a boy and a girl. There was also a window which subject approached, and upon request, she moved the camera to capture the outside view. When the camera panned down and filmed the area around the house, approximately 300 figures were all staring right up at her. Subject asked to confirm the figures, but stated nothing was there. The subject was told to quickly return.
Oh, now y'all want me to return. Oh, now. See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all over here talking about she had to stay. Bro, listen. You a D-class. Regardless, you gonna die eventually, bro. I'm gonna die on my terms, bro. Go ahead, put a Glock 30 in my forehead, bro. I'm not about to get eaten by a 093, bro. Come on now.
Nothing happened when subject got out of the farmhouse. Subject returned through point of origin, and mirror returned to reflective surface. SCP-093 relinquished. Mirror Test 3. Color violet. Subject was D84930. Male, 21 years old, and had a record of second-degree murder of a police officer during a drug bust. This subject was uncooperative. Subject entered the provided mirror while holding SCP-093, which emitted a violet color. The mirror retained a true reflection until subject had completely passed into it. the view changed to a cityscape, urban, lightly tinged in purple. Camera turned on and panned around the area. Subject was in a modern downtown district similar to a city like New York. The streets were almost empty, with only a few cars of unknown model. The subject wiped off a window that was covered in dirt and discovered that the inside of the car was completely filled with a strange brown matter. The other two cars were the same. However, the inside of the fourth vehicle was immaculate. The doors to this vehicle were unlocked, and subject entered the car and then quickly closed the door, hoping that he would be able to escape by cutting off the cable. Subject argued with Control over this issue. Subject looked around the cityscape from the car, while Control was discussing how to proceed since the city landscape was far larger than the previous test destinations. During one pan, a face was clearly seen staring into the car, and eyes were on the subject. However, this was not noticed until post-test footage review. Control soon informed subject to remain where he was, and a team of 4 armed personnel were dispatched through the mirror to join him. Subject was then instructed to remove his harness. Subject's video feed then ended and was replaced by a wireless camera used by the escort team. Subject left the car and moved with the team. They then entered a building with XEA Research Partners Incorporated hanging on all of the glass doors. In the lobby, there was a C-shaped receptionist desk with a PC terminal on the desk. The team approached and examined the PC, and Faithful OS appeared on the screen, which required a password to log in. After one failed attempt, the PC turned off automatically. Behind the receptionist desk were 2 elevator doors. Using the elevator on the right, the team was instructed to proceed to the highest floor, level 114, to get an overview of the city. At level 114, the doors opened, and the team entered a large lounge. A series of windows were open, and the team went over to place the camera outside. The city below was gray and silent. Some buildings in the city were covered with strange brown growth, as if a gelatinous mass were flung and then seeped down before hardening. From another window, the team noticed a highway that encircles the city, upon which crawled another of the large half-body humanoids, dragging itself with its elastic arms as witnessed in previous tests. It traveled the highway, then moved out of sight. The team then returned to the elevator and agreed to travel to level 74. The 74th floor was a doctor's office. At the reception desk, there was a sign-in form with the date of 1953. They opened a door sketched with the title Dr. Borisiskai, Blessed Purificationist, and a crucifix, which led them to a white dust-free hallway, with 2 examination rooms and a key-coded door at the end. A small amount of C4 was placed on the lock of the key-coded door and then exploded, forcing the door to open. The area contained 6 large containment capsules. 2 were broken, 1 was empty, and the last 3 had nude humans floating in them, with breathing masks. Attached to the front of these tubes were medical charts showing vital signs and conditions of these
They got Bio Broly in that bitch. Shout out movie night.
bodies. Control asked for a zoom of one of the patient's pages on the chart. It wrote, Citizen Alberius Farafan struck out at a high father during a sermon, blaspheming that the Lord's tears did turn his daughter to be unright in mind and heart, thusly laying blame for her whorish activities at the feet of the High Father and his blessing. Alberius Farafan should bathe in the Lord's tears himself for a week to be cleansed of mind and soul, thus to prove his daughter's ways are fault of not the Father's hands and to give him peace of self. Subject started to panic. The camera panned to focus on him, and he was surrounded by entities similar to those witnessed in the first 2 tests. Control told them to stand still and wait. Subject screamed at the entities. Control requested one of the members to approach and recover him. The entities parked to make a pathway for the approaching member, who lifted Subject to his feet and brought him out. The entities kept staring at the subject no matter where he moved to. Control requested the team to return immediately. Before leaving, a team member took a binder labeled "The Lord's Tears" on the reception desk and then put it in the subject's field kit. Upon leaving the building, subject pointed at one of the large torsos crawling at the entry point. It turned its featureless head to look at the escort team, raised its head to the sky, and emitted a bellowing sound. Team leader issued them to move quickly. The creature on the highway extended an arm down to touch the ground.
How, bro? How are you? Yo, if y'all don't sweep kick this nigga arm, bro, because there's no way he, bro, get in that mirror, dog. He got the right idea. Look at my black king, first one in there.
All but one member of the team passed through the entry point. Subject passed through entry point, and mirror returned to reflective surface. The subject quickly dropped SCP-093, but was executed by the team leader as subject pulled out the field kit pistol.
Okay.
The uniform and possessions of the escort team member who was left behind were present and recovered, but the member himself is nowhere to be seen and does not respond to shouts, and his wireless receiver was recovered. Later review of the recovered camera showed the member was grasping for air and then turned to look up at the oversized torso. A brown gel dripped off the creature as it moves, but disappeared shortly after being dislodged. Several shots were fired at the creature's face. When the creature's face fell on him and the camera was pushed to the ground, his screams were obscene. Camera feed remained dark for approximately 65 seconds before light came back, and the camera filmed the creature crawling back to the highway. The member believed to have been absorbed by the creature and perhaps digested.
Oh my god, bro.
Before we end this video,
final part coming to sue my ass, bro. That's 4 months, bro. Alright, I'll see you in 4 months, Rubber, for part 3.